I moved the 4x over. So,
3y equals -4x plus 6.
thank you, sir. Now, Colton, what do I need to do next?
Then you go to the second one.
No, I got to divide by what?
Divide by 3.
That's all I want. Tell me.
Then you got y equals -4/3x plus 2.
Perfect. That's the first equation.
And the second one.
No, I'm not interested in you talking anymore. All right. Now, graph it. What do I have to do to graph? I'm listening, Colton.
So you put. So you put it at positive 2.
Positive 2.
You go up 4 and up 3.
What?
-4 is x, so you go back.
No. I'm going up or down first.
Going down 4.
Down
going
4.
3.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I do that twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I just draw that line in there. Okay. Great. What do I do for the second one?
Move the x over.
Move the x. 3y equals
-3.
-x minus 3, correct? Now what? So y equals stop correcting. -1/3 x. Then what? Come on, man. You're way behind. You're a month behind. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. -1. All right, how do I graph that? Down 1. Down 1. Yes. Now, what's the answer? What is it? Somebody said 3, -2. All right. Now I need everybody to take out your handy dandy calculator. Let's go quickly. Come on. And I want everybody to type in -4/3 x plus 2. And then under y2, type in -1/3 x minus 1. Where's your calculator? We'll go back there, sit and do it now. No, it's not a decimal. Everybody type in -4/3 x plus 2. And then under y2, -1/3 x minus 1. Then you hit graph. Right now, if you're having trouble with your calculator, remember, zoom standard. Zoom standard. And then you hit the second. And then the trace button, all right, which is the calc button. And then number, which one? 5 is intersect. Do we agree with that? And then hit enter 3 times. And it should tell you that answer. Does it say 3, -2? Now remember, you have to plot, you have to graph both lines. You have to graph both lines. Anybody have any issues? What? -4/3. Come on, look at your own paper. Girls, you all right or not? No. You're graphing it. All right. That will be the next page. All right, that'll be the next page. All right. So let's take a look. Zoom standard, and then second, trace, which is the calc button. Then you hit number 5. And then you hit enter 3 times. All right. So now we're on number 3. Here we go. All right, number 3. Not in the right format, so we got to solve it for y. Luke, what do I have to do first? Move the 2x over. All right, so I end up with negative 7y equals right, then what? Trying to isolate the y. Divide by what kind of 7? Negative 7. Two over 7x minus 1. All right. Now I do see my first little typo. This is supposed to be 21, not 2. So everybody make that a 21, please. Everybody make that a 21. All right, so how do I graph that now real quick? Let's go. Come on, we're going too slow. Down 1. Wow, I'm really proud of you for that, buddy. That was good. All right, up 2 over 7. Let's draw a line. All right, Liv, you're up. You got the second equation. Go. Where's 5y coming out? We're on 3.
7 or negative 7y equals negative 2x plus 2.
I said it was 21, though. That was my first typo, I said. Put a 21 there. And now what? Minus what? Yes. Okay, so how do I graph that? Go to negative 3. Up 2 over 7. And what's true about those lines? How many solutions? Where do they cross? No solution. Right, they don't cross. What, Palmer? I can't hear you. Where do they cross, Palmer? Where do they intersect? They don't intersect, Palmer. They're parallel lines. They don't intersect. So I need you to look at your lines and look at my lines and see what's different. All right, good. All right, here we go. Let's check out number 5. Now you're just solving these. Now the best way to solve number 5 is by what? Substitution, because it's in y equals form. Is everybody with me? So we're going to substitute. What am I going to substitute? 15 minus x in for what? In for y. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Now distribute for me.
4x plus 45 minus 3x equals 38.
Very nice work, buddy. 4x minus 3x.
1 plus 45 equals 38.
So,
So you subtract the 45 and 38.
and that's, I believe it's -7. So now what do I do?
Oh, and then plug in -7 for the x above.
Yes,
So y equals 15 minus x.
15 minus
Oh,
-7, right?
oh,
15 minus -7. Everybody agree with that? And 15 minus -7 is what? 15 plus 7, which is what? Y equals 22. So my answer is what? -7 comma 22. All right, now, come on, guys. I'm trying to help you. So everybody hit the apps button on their calculator. Apps. Apps button on the calculator. Now we need to go down to number, which one? 9. Apps number 9. Now, after the break, I'll be showing you about roots. Right now, we're doing systems of equations, which is number, which one? Number 2, correct? Does everybody agree with me? Then the whole screen comes up and we want 2 equations, 2 unknowns. Does everybody agree with that? So now there's a next button. The next button is the same as the what? The graph. All right. Then your screen comes up like this. This plus this equals something. And then another here plus this equals, but this is X, this is Y, this is X, this is Y. And then there's a number you have to fill in. Does everybody agree with that? Now, why is the second equation good here, guys? Please pay attention now, because it's in the right format. Do we agree? So on the second equation, I can just put in a 4, I can put in a 3, and I can put in a 38. The first equation we have a little bit of problem with. Do we agree? The X is not in the right spot. So I need to move the X over to the left side. Does everybody agree with that? So I can change it to X plus Y equals 15. Now here's where you're trying to get smarter now. All right, is everybody understanding what I'm saying? Greep, you understand what I'm saying? Now, what are the 2 numbers in front of the X and Y on this part? 1, so I have to put a 1 here, and what's in front of the Y? 1, and then it equals what? Then it equals 15. And then you can hit the solve button, and the solve button again is the what? The graph. All right, hit the graph button, and then what's the answer? -7 and 22. Now, I can't do any more for you than that now. Right, but are you allowed to just put the answer on the test? No. All right. Palmer, what?
When you're doing this, well, so if it was X, it'd be 83, it'd be 783, if we kind of solve.
I have no idea what you're saying, Palmer. None. I'm trying to solve this problem, nothing else. I don't want you doing anything else but trying to solve this problem. Bless you. Leah, what? You sure? Good? Everybody's good? Anybody have any problems? What's the matter, Suri? You sure, girl? You know how to do it or not? All right, here we go. Let's move on to number 7. Everybody's looking at 7 now. This one's nice and easy because, do we remember? They cancel out. They cancel out. So all we have to do for number 7 is draw a line underneath. And we have to add them. And we add them because what's true about the positive Y and the negative Y? They cancel. So what's X plus X? 2X. 14 plus 4. 18. So X was equal to what? 9. Now I know X is 9. I just come up here and plug in. 9 plus y equals 14. Y equals what? Be careful, you're subtracting now. I appreciate you participating. 5. There we have it. So my answer is 9 comma 5. Now, Now we're going back to our apps. All right, if you didn't leave the apps, you can just go back to menu and we go to number 2 again. All right. And type it in again just for practice. All right, so in this case, it would be 1, then the x, plus 1, y equals 14. 1x, now you have to change it to minus 1y equals 4, and then solve it. And what does it say the answer is? 9, 5. Now, if you're like, I don't need to use my calculator to do that, then that's good too. All right. Say, to you good or not? Anybody? Anybody with issues?
So we can never cross out two numbers or variables.
Yeah, you can. That's when it becomes no solution or infinite number of solutions. All right. Let's flip to number 9 now, please. Look at 9. Does everybody agree? Y equals and y equals. So we're just substituting in 5 minus x equals 7 minus x. Now what happens? You add x to both sides and the x's cancel. So 5 equals 7. Palmer, no solution. All right? You're supposed to be able to look at those and say they are what? Parallel lines. Now, does everybody understand? This is set up as a graph. So now, just for practice, type in on your calculator y equals, under y1, type in 5 minus x, and under y2, type in 7 minus x. And then you should be able to look at the lines and it say they're what? They're parallel. Do they intersect if they're parallel? No, they don't. So this is no solution. I'm listening, Leah.
It's taking me back to the main menu where you.
Yeah, you second quit if you want to get out of the app. You can hit second quit and then second quit again. And the quit is right next to the second button. You're out now, right? Okay. Now go to y equals, type them in on your calculator, type them in on your calculator. You with me? And you can see they're parallel. Do we agree? All right, and everybody, especially to look at number 11. All right, now number 11 is nice because you can look at that and say, what's true about the negative 18y and the 18y? Yeah, so now I don't want you to be upset because you can get fractions as an answer. That's true. 27x is equal to 18. So x equals 18 over 27. And 18 over 27 reduces to what? To 2/3. Thank you very much. Now, if x is 2/3, I come up here and I plug 2/3 in for x. So 12 times 2/3 minus 18y equals 14. Now, everybody, of course, should know what's 12 times 2/3, all right? But if you don't, you can type it in on your calculator, but you should know, obviously, thank you, that's 8. So 8 minus 18y equals 14. Now what? Subtract 8. So negative 18y equals 6. Y equals 6 over negative 18, which is the same as negative I'm thinking 6 goes into 18 3 times. Negative 1/3. Do we agree with that? So my answer is 2/3 first, negative 1/3 second. Now, for me personally, this is the one that I would check with my calculator because we normally don't get fractions. So now go to your app real quick, type that in and see what's going on. Leah, quickly.
Do you simply add all the numbers together when they cancel?
Yes, ma'am, that's exactly correct. You add them when they can cancel out. All right, you add them when they can cancel. Is everybody okay with 2/3 and negative 1/3? Palmer, what?
They, so you can't cancel them out if they're different numbers.
I didn't say it. Right. One has to be positive, one has to be negative. We'll get to number 13 in a minute. No, for what purpose?
Because like if you wanted to, if it was 12x plus 18y and then.
Yes, Palmer, that's what you would do, but you want to give me what ifs. You want to change everything. I'm not changing anything. This, you just add them together. Greep, what? You good? All right, flip to 13, please. All right, I need some help on 13. What am I doing? Multiply the top one by -2. Thank you, sir. That is correct. Multiply the top by -2. That'll give you -2x, and then they cancel. That's correct. Someone said I could have multiplied the bottom one by what? By +3. Thank you, because one of them is already negative, correct? You have to have one positive and one negative. I like what you said. Multiply the top by -2. So I have -2x plus 6y equals 20. Now I add them down. All right, what happens to the 2x and the -2x? 6y plus 1y. 7y equals, so y equals 3. Y equals 3. Is everybody with me on this? If y is equal to 3, I then go and plug in 3. Now, I'm plugging 3 into the bottom equation this time because to me it just looked easier. Plugging 3 in for y. 2x plus 3 equals 1. Subtracting 3. 2x equals -2. X equals what? -1. So my answer is -1, 3. Is this one set up perfectly for my apps? Yes, set up perfectly to solve and double check your work. All right, I wish you would take advantage of practicing, plugging it in to make sure you're good. All right, anybody got any problems with that? All right, now I'm going to jump ahead just a minute, guys. I want everyone to jump ahead to number 17. Everybody's jumping to number 17 just to make sure. Everybody's on 17. Evan, how are you doing, buddy? You know what you're doing? All right. Everybody's on 17. All right, someone be proud now and tell me what to do to figure this one out. I'll give it a shot. Go. You are amazing, girl. Multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 4, and then the y's will cancel. I like to find the one that already has a positive and a negative. That way I don't have to multiply through by a negative. All right, so if I multiply the top by 3, I end up with 9x plus 12y equals, don't forget, -75. Multiply the bottom by 4. 8x minus 12y equals -8. Now we can add them together. 17x equals negative. What is that? 83. That looks a little awkward, right? What does y equal? Negative 83 over what? Yeah, that's a little strange. It didn't come out to be perfect. Yeah, it is x. Thank you. Is everybody okay with that? Does everybody see how it's negative 83 over 17? I'm trying to show you it doesn't always have to work out to be perfect, but because you have a calculator, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Is everybody with me? All right, now we got to take our time now. I'm going to plug x in right here. I'm going to plug x right in there. So now 2 times negative 3 over 17, what is that? Come on, guys. Negative 166 over 17 minus 3y equals negative 2. I like it. Now what do I have to do to both sides? Add, that's correct. Add 166 over 17. So now take negative 3y. Somebody tells me if I'm adding 166 over 17, what's negative 2 plus 166 over 17? I don't think so. You got your calculator out? Are you doing it on your calculator? Guys, what are you talking about? Thank you. 132 over 17. Come on, guys, with the calculator now. How are you messing that up? Negative 2 plus 166 over 17. Can we confirm that's 132 over 17? We agree? Now we divide by negative 3. So if I divide by negative 3, y equals, what is that? Negative what? Negative 44 over 17. Now that one I would not trust myself. I feel like I made a mistake. So now I turn to my what? My app, and I just double check myself what the app says. All right, so let's double check ourselves on that app, please. Quickly. Apps. 9. Number 2. Next. And type it in. 3, 4, negative 25, 2, negative 3, negative 2. Come on, chop, chop. And then solve it. And does, so we're correct. Yep, we are correct. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Anybody have any questions? Hopefully you know how to use your calculator now. All right, now I want to scroll down a little bit. I want to scroll down to number 21. Now it says, determine if each coordinate is a solution to the system of equations or inequalities. So everybody look at number 21. Is 2, 3 the solution? So we have to do what? We have to plug 2 in for x and negative 3 in for y to see if it's a solution. So everybody type that in and see if it's correct. So I say 2 minus 3 times negative 3. Does that equal 11? Is that true? Yeah, so it works for the first one. So I give the first one a check. It has to work for both of them. It has to work for both of them. So now I plug 2, negative 3 into the next one. 2 minus 5 times negative 3 equals negative 3. 2 plus 15, does that equal negative 3? So is that a solution? No, it is not the answer. No, it is not the answer. So this is not true here. Not true there. So it's not a solution. All right. Let's check out 23 now. Is 4, -8 a solution? So what do I plug in for x? And what do I plug in for y? -8. So here we go. 4 plus 3 times -8. Is that greater than or equal to -20? What is 4 minus 24? Is -20 greater than or equal to -20? Yes, so it's a solution to the first one. Now that gives me permission to go to the next one. Leah, you good or not? Come on, girl. Now I plug 4 in. -5 times 4 plus 5 times -8. Is that greater than or equal to -60? -20 minus 40. Is that greater than or equal to -60? Yes, it works for what? Both of them. So now this is what? True. Yes, that is a solution. Yes, both are true, therefore it's yes. All right, so now what I want to do is just want to jump ahead a little bit to the graphing the inequalities. All right, here we go, guys. Graphing the inequalities. I'll help you with the first one. And then, Evan, if you're good with all this, I think you know how to do everything that we've done. Okay? All right, so let's look at 26. How do I graph 26? The first thing I do is go what? Down 3. Thank you very much. Then from there, I go what? Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. What kind of line do I have here? Yes, I would definitely have a dotted line. I'm going to try to get my dotted line going here. And now, where am I shading this, please? Above. Shading is above. So that's what we got starting out right there. Shading is above. All right, now we're going to graph the next one. So the next one, I have what? Up 3. Whoever said that, thank you very much. And then from there, I go what? Down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. What kind of line? Dotted line. And now I'm shading which direction, please? Below, correct? So does everybody know where my answer is now? Your answer is where they overlap, correct? Your answer is where they overlap. Anybody have any questions? How you doing, Mr. Williams? You good? Anybody else? Anybody else got a problem with that? What's the matter?
I don't know which part.
I did, come on, speak up, buddy.
I don't know.
The overlapping is like, that's why I like to do mine in blue with different colors, right? So do you want me to go through the shading again? All right, so here we go, watch. So the blue line, the first line is this guy right here, right? It's greater than, do you agree? So we're going to be above the blue line. All of this is above the blue line. Do you understand that or not? Then I have less than. Less than is what? Shaded below. So I'm below this way. All of this is below. And where there's blue and orange or whatever color you think that is, then that's the answer. Do you hear me? So it's where they overlap. So I try to do dark so I can show you that's where there's blue and orange. that makes sense now? All right, I'm listening. Go. The answer is the graph. The answer is the graph. Okay, that's a good question. The answer is the graph. The graph, you'd have the graph. That's exactly what the answer is going to be. That's it. All right, so if I were you, I would try to get all of it done tonight so we can come back and I can answer questions tomorrow. All right, that's what I'm hoping you can do. And then be ready for your test on Wednesday. All right, nice job today, guys.